on YouTube, and you'll know what we talked about, or at least help remember. So we're here in Clovis, California. What we did is drain the water heater down, and there was quite a bit of debris coming out. What we did not do is any additional plumbing up here. All we did was shut the valve down, and then we checked it to make sure that there's no weeping out of that packing nut. It's nice and tight, it's nice and dry, so that's good. Just inspecting the top of the water heater, looks like everything's in good shape. Brass coming out of the walls, copper plumbing to the home, so everything's good. Little kinking on the supply lines and a little corrosion around this top part right here, but existing water heater, you can see a little bit of staining right there, but overall it's in good shape. So let's let this guy run. We did activate the relief valve here, and it did function correctly. So we opened it and we closed it, and we did get a little bit of water out of it, and so we opened and closed it back and forth a few times, and it stopped dripping. We did ask the homeowner to monitor this area, as well as the valve up top for any future weeping, just to make sure it's not activated. We went in the neighbor's yard, which is where the relief line terminates, and checked the line there. No water's coming out of it, so that's in good shape. And again, none of this plumbing's ours, so it's all existing. But this is in good shape. This is where you activate this because you need to release the airlock on the water heater when you're draining it down. So we got a full 40 gallons out of this. The debris out in the street, a lot of calcification, a lot of debris that was up in the water, so it was causing a lot of popping. So that should be eliminated. It's not 100% guarantee because you don't know what else is on the bottom of the tank. You know, we've drained it all the way to the bottom. We ran it under pressure, so house pressure, 50 pounds of water, and drained down probably a good 15 gallons, 20 gallons out of it before we shut it down, then gravity drain. And then all the debris you can see out of the sidewalk, all the calcified debris in there. So that should all be eliminated. We did set this to pilot and then turn it back on to approximately 120. This little arrow indicates 120. 130A, 140B, 150C, 160 very hot, 140B, third degree burns, 3 seconds, you go into the hospital. So we recommend here, if you feel you need to raise the temperature after the burner goes off and you've taken a shower and it's not hot enough for you, certainly feel free to adjust it, but you do run the risk of scalding. Maybe not as an adult, but you ever have small children over, you could run into trouble. The only other thing that we've touched down here, of course, is the drain valve, and this looks new to the unit. Typically the state water heaters, we see these all over town. It's got a plastic drain down valve down here, and it's a brass, so I'd imagine this was replaced at some time, which is good. We went to drain it down initially, it clogged immediately, and again we open and close, open and close, open and close until we get full water flow, and then got it drained down, so not a problem. It did shut off completely, and so there's no dripping out of here. So like I say, whenever you begin to work on plumbing, you open it and you close it, and now all of a sudden it's dripping and you wonder why. It's just the nature of it. It's a rubber gasket in there that seals this bib, just like all hose bibs. It goes into brass and it seals off the water flow. If you ever have any trouble with this, as opposed to draining it down and replacing it, just get a hose cap from Home Depot. They're like $3, and this is standard like for a washer hose or a garden hose. So what they label it as is a hose cap. Same threads, female, with a little black rubber gasket in there, and it seals it off. That way you don't have to replace this, because now you're looking at another $200 project for a water heater that you don't know what the lifespan left on it is. So everything that we've touched is now back on and functioning correctly. No leaks, no runs, no errors outside of that. The service call is done.